Thank you, Acting President. Well, we know that the Liberals are opposed to renewable energy. We know that the Liberals are opposed to lowering our greenhouse gas emissions. The Liberals are opposed to energy efficiency programs. That is true. And the Liberals are opposed to the energy savings that households gain from the energy efficiency programs provided by Labor. Because that is the effect of the motion that Mr Davis is moving today. That is the intent of the motion today, is to oppose the way the Victorian Energy Upgrades program is being run in this state. He doesn't want households to get the benefits of more energy efficient appliances, and he doesn't want households to get the benefit of lower power prices as a result. They're opposed to action on climate change, Acting President, and they're opposed to helping households lower their energy bills and end up with more in their pockets off their energy prices. Because under the Liberals, they want the cost of running your home, of heating your home, of cooling your home to go up and up and up, whereas Labor, through the Energy Upgrades program, wants to help households lower their energy costs by providing more energy efficient household appliances. That is exactly the intent of this motion, and that is exactly the intent of the agenda that sits behind what Mr Davis is promoting here today. The Victorian Energy Upgrades program is a flagship energy efficiency program here in Victoria, and it's been a massive success, saving households, saving businesses thousands of dollars in reduced energy costs, and helping our environment by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And what we see from the opposition, what we see from the Liberal Party, in their continued attack, President, on programs that support households become more energy efficient, is a lack of concern for lowering greenhouse gas emissions and a lack of concern for households in the system. And it's not the first time that they've been in the parliament trying to get rid of this program. They've hated it since it began. They tried to abolish it years ago, and ever since, there has been a relentless campaign of opposition from the Liberal Party to this program that is saving households money. Saving households money. Because that is exactly what this has done. But it's also helped reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the state. In 2023, the Victorian Energy Upgrades program helped reduce Victoria's greenhouse gas emissions by 4.7 million tonnes. 4.7 million tonnes last year in greenhouse gas abatement. And the program has been running for a number of years. It has had multiple successes. And as you would expect I will come to the successes, Mrs MacArthur. I am so glad you asked. I will get to that in just a minute. And as you would expect, President, when a program has been running over the course of many years seeking to help Victorians with their energy costs, reduce their energy costs, and it's been popular and successful, we've had waves of activity on household energy efficiency items that have been able to be improved. And as that program has rolled out over its time, obviously dealt with much of the low-hanging fruit. And it has been, in those circumstances, it has been appropriate. It is appropriate as responsible and prudent administrators of programs and managers of funds that we do administrative reviews of these programs, because that is what good governments should do. That is what good governments should do. There are, of course, ways that every program can be improved. We accept that. We don't deny it. What we want to do is make this popular program even better, and that's the point of the review.
You've got no idea what you're doing.
One of the things I wanted to point out, One of the things I wanted to point out one of the things that I think is exceptionally important in the context of a debate about the Victorian Energy Upgrades program is what impact it's having on households. I am exceptionally proud that more than 4,000 space heaters and hot water pumps have been installed since the middle of last year in the southern metropolitan region, saving thousands on energy bills. We've had close to 1,000 electrification upgrades under the VEU in Glen Eira and Boroondara last year, 1,400 in Monash, and more than 500 electrification installations in the city of Bayside. And I mention this in particular because it was in the city of Bayside, in the suburb of Hampton, where Minister for Energy, Lily D'Ambrosio, and I went and visited one of these installations recently. And we met Bob and Pat, who had taken advantage of the Victorian Energy Upgrades program to convert their old, inefficient gas ducted heating system to a new electric heat pump. And they'd taken advantage of the Victorian Energy Upgrades program to do that installation. And Bob and Pat couldn't have been happier with the support that they had gotten from the program, with the way that the installers had operated, and the savings that they had achieved on the cost of the installation, and the ongoing savings that they were going to make every year from replacing their old, inefficient, ducted gas heating system with a modern, energy-efficient electric heat pump and better insulated ducting. They were rapt about the program. They couldn't have been happier. But it wasn't the first piece of electrification that Bob and Pat had done in their house. It was the next phase, because prior to this, they'd already made the decision on their own that they wanted to electrify their kitchen, and so removed their old gas cooktop and put in place a new induction cooktop. And when we sat and asked Pat what it was like, Pat said in no uncertain terms that she absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. What this, I hope, demonstrates, one example, one anecdote, just one, a constituent of mine and a constituent of Mr Davis, is an example of more than 500 in Bayside last year, the more than 4,000 across the southern metropolitan region last year who are benefiting from the support that the Victorian Energy Upgrades program is providing in terms particularly of electrification of heating and hot water services in Victorian homes. Tangible benefits, delivering real savings on costly items to people that we represent who want to do what's best for the environment, what's doing best to reduce greenhouse gases in our community, and it is important to them. It is important to them, because in Bob and Pat's case, they were retirees on fixed incomes, that they're saving money when they do it. That's what the Victorian Energy Upgrades program is all about: reducing energy consumption, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, saving households money. The Liberal Party may be opposed to each and every one of those three things. Labor supports energy efficiency, we support reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and we support helping Victorians lower the cost of the energy they use in their own homes and saving them money.
Mr.